This is a Soulfire production. Welcome to Mother. No, it's Mother. Welcome to Mother, the show where we can explore our inner mothers to actualize our greatest selves. Through interviews with incredible guests, live coaching sessions, and my own experiences, we're going to dive deep into embracing feminine values and reparenting ourselves. So be prepared to show up, hold space, and be mothered in a way you never have before, but have always needed. It's time we rewrite the Mother Code. Hi, and welcome to this episode of Mother, Rewriting the Mother Code with me, Dr. Gertrude Lyons. And we're going to be talking about the holidays and setting intentions around the holidays and just what does that mean and what can that look like for you? I'm going to share what that's meant to me and introduce some ways that you might be able to bring it into your holiday season to hopefully, ideally, deepen it, make it even more meaningful. But first of all, before we get into that, I want to say aloha because I am recording this from the big island of Hawaii. And I wanted to say this for two reasons. One, I don't have my good microphone, so you might be noticing a little bit of a difference in the sound quality. So I wanted to note that and actually apologize because I like a good sound quality. And then secondly, for you to just be aware and know that as when I record from a place like this and someplace so special, that I want to have the sense that it's coming through and that you're with me here in Hawaii. And I'd love for this special essence of this place to be coming through. It also happens to be part of my holiday season this year, which is unusual, but tomorrow's my birthday, 11/11. Yes, I get to have a birthday on such a powerful numerology number, and I'm really grateful for that. And I'm working on setting intentions for that. It actually is also a national holiday with Veterans Day, which I do honor because my father and my grandfather, both my grandfathers were veterans. So I do honor that day, but really I'm focusing in on the power of 11/11 and the lunar eclipse was this week. So lots coming through, and I want that to be coming through as we talk about kind of the more typical holiday season that's coming up. That encompasses a lot of, but the one that in Western culture, North America is the holiday of Thanksgiving, right? Then in December, there's a number of holidays. So I wanted us to spend some time talking about that. And what does it look like, in these gatherings that are coming up that are generally pretty emotion filled, if we let them be, if we choose to see them as such. Let's look at some practices that we can use to nourish ourselves and those that we're gathering with. You might have traditions that really are nourishing for you, but have you ever stopped to explore how often do we just kind of go along with the program because that's what we've always done? But it's always good to take some time and question and look critically at like what really nourishes me. What do I want from this holiday season? And I particularly want to talk today and send some, put some special energy around what it looks like to set an intention for yourself. And we're going to look at that a couple ways. One, what does it look like to set an intention, for the whole holiday, for the holiday season, but then using the space of a particular holiday, like say it's Thanksgiving. I think we'll probably focus on that for our discussion is, with the group of people that you're gathering with, you can all set intentions, for your year ahead. You can, use it to really, get a little more thoughtful about it because we can get so wrapped up in the stuff of a holiday, right? So Thanksgiving, the foods, talk about stuffed. We can get stuffed with the stuff on Thanksgiving. And that's what it's all about, right? It's all about making the meal and overeating and then watching parades or games or whatever. And those can be fun and be meaningful and whatnot, but they can be even more, and when we put thoughtful attention and conscious attention to it, there's something that happens when we just go along with the program where we don't get the bang for the buck, right? And we want to weed out any victimhood or martyrdom we have about the season as well. Okay, so what does it look like to set an intention? So first, I had a really wonderful conversation with Dan, and oh my gosh, I'm going to forget how to say his last name. Noise. Anyway, he's a writer for Slate magazine, and he interviewed me about the upcoming holiday. He was, looking, I don't know if this piece will come out, but one of the aspects we were looking at is having kids. And when you have like teenagers, how does, kind of our body perception play into the holidays? So we're having a good conversation about that. And one of the elements that I brought in was around like setting a vision for the actual holiday. And he's like, well, I can tell you, I've never done anything like that before. So we had a good conversation about like, what does it mean to set a vision for a holiday weekend or for that holiday day? So that entails, looking at what is the quality of experience I want to have? What would it mean if it were the end of the day of Thanksgiving and reflecting on the day? What would be some really beautiful, nourishing things I could say about the day? Like, wow, we burnt the turkey, but we ended up doing this. And then that brought us together in a way that we didn't even expect. I decided to take a risk and start a new tradition of us all going around the table and saying something that we're thankful for and something that we want support on. Maybe, and I was afraid to do it, but I did it anyway. So we're, celebrating some of these things. And that's a way that we can set a vision. I want to feel nourished, but not stuck, right? I want to feel connected. I really want to steep myself in the space of gratitude. And, what are all the different ways we could share our gratitude that day? And I might set a particular assignment to myself that I'm going to say something I'm grateful to each person, that I'm grateful about them, and I can set that intention for myself that I'm going to make sure and target. That sounds, but we'll use that word, target. And there might be somebody in that gathering that, isn't my favorite person, or I can't even think of something grateful. Well, we can always think of something grateful to say about each person that we're with. So those are some ways to think about having a vision for the whole day. But then I want to bring in a practice and, doing things like this. I'm so grateful for the training I've had through Dr. Judith Wright in learning spiritual practices and learning how to use the elements around us or the space around us to do a ritual or a ceremony or something like that. Hi, I'm so excited to share with you my 2024 Spring Equinox Self-Mothering Retreat that's happening this March 2024. And I would love for you not only to consider it, but to attend. But in considering it, hey, just knowing that you would be leaving cold weather, if that's the space that you're in, and coming down to just magnificently beautiful, warm, nourishing place of Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Zihuatanejo meaning land of the goddess women, and coming to really take time for yourself. Okay. And that I am learning more and more isn't just a nice thing to do or something extravagant or something selfish. It's essential. And I really want you to take it seriously, to consider, just think about what would it take for me to go. It's a 5.5-day retreat, getting from where you are, getting there, landing there, and then being in a space that is all about you. It's all about nourishing you. It's all about tuning into you, using everything around us, the nature, the food, the beautiful people, the rituals, ceremonies. I bring it, we really bring it. And we go deeper and deeper as the days go on, and we release, we let go, we bring in what is nourishing, what is empowering, what is that space of just really divine feminine energy. And we do it in the community of women. It's not for everyone. I will be honest, if that idea of leaving and not making it work, or it's just too hard, not for you. If the idea of, spending that amount of time inwardly focused and going to that level of self-awareness doesn't sound like something you're willing to do or put the time and energy into, then it's not for you. And it's good to know that, right? So this is for people who are serious about what it means to mother themselves, what it means to take time for ourselves, and that gift and what that gift can bring to us. It was originally right after my fall retreat. It filled right up. But now some people, it turns out, are not able to come. So I do have a handful of openings, and if you're listening to this and you're willing to take that step, please reach out to me. We can do a discovery call, or you can put a deposit down. I would love that. And you can do that by going to my website, www.drgertrudelyons, DrGertrudelyons.com. Go to events, and there you go. It'll all be there. There's a beautiful page there for you to explore. I look forward to hearing from you and then seeing you on my spring retreat. And then last year when I was doing my harvest dinner, I was working with another coach of mine, Jonathan Stancato, and he gave me this beautiful idea of around a way to set intentions. And I want to share that with you, but I wanted to honor, where some of these practices have come from for me and have held so much meaning. So this was doing something that I'm kind of used to doing, but in a new way, and brought it to the group at the harvest dinner that I hosted last year for a group of women. So in this one, what we did is I gave everybody a tiny little glass bottle. All right. So you can find them on Amazon, really cute. Like they might be categorized as perfume bottles, or if you just look up tiny glass bottles, you'll find them. And I got a bunch of those. So everyone picked one. And then everybody had a piece of paper. And then on that piece of paper, I had them write an intention for themselves. And it can be an intention you have for yourself that you intend to manifest in the coming year, in the coming month. You can set, that however you want to, and then write that down. And then everybody took a turn putting that in. You have to do this kind of in a way where you put it into a fire, but so say you set it on a fire, but then you take that piece and you hold on to it and you put it in a bowl or some container where you can, because what you want to do is save the ashes, right? You want to keep and maintain the ashes, because then you're going to take a, I don't know what I used tweezers, some sort of small pinching thing, because these bottles are kind of tiny and they have tiny little openings. So you want to get as much or some of that intention that you just imbued with the element of fire. And fire is passion, and it can represent intention, but covenants but really, where are we going to use the power of that flame of passion and just that really powerful energy in a way that transmutes your intention that you wrote on that paper. And yes, it transmutes it, it burns it, but I like thinking of it as burning it into reality, into being. And then you're going to scoop up those ashes with the tweezers and put as many of them. You don't have to fill it, but just so you have the essence of some of that paper into the little bottle. And then you get to keep that little bottle and have it around. And it's this totem then for yourself for the year or this period of time that you set that intention, and it holds it for you. So you think of this container as holding that intention. So you have the power of the flame that's still there, and the essence of it burned down to its essence in this container that's holding it. And then put it, on an altar if you have an altar, or next to your desk or computer, somewhere where you're going to, or move it around your house so you look at it anew and it's there holding that space for you. So I loved doing it as a group, because then everybody had the option to kind of share what that intention was, and then we could all hold it for each other. So in addition to having it there, everybody I shared it with, witnessed that and could hold it for me also. And you can play with this in any way that works for you. This was one way that we did it. Maybe there's something of gratitude that you want to imbue on that and hold for yourself in that container. So feel free to, accommodate it too. But I think it gives you this sense. And I think this time of year, and as I talked about in a previous episode about, it was a webinar that I did and Instagram Live around this time of year and the harvest time. And, there's bonfires, and fire is really important. So, you can think about bringing in other elements from just the season into this. So I hope this is giving you, I'm going to use the word food for thought for Thanksgiving, and I want it to feel like just an abundant, and you have an abundance of possibilities in so many ways that you can make it a nourishing holiday, an uplifting holiday, and one that, is a little bit that you bring some novelty into it, that you bring, maybe it's bringing more truth, more emotion into it, but anything, that uplifts the space and puts you in that kind of mindset. It's what I'm going for, right? And just to share, I have this pilgrimage ahead and it's right before Thanksgiving. Then our daughters are coming. And yes, we're here in Hawaii. We're going to do fun Hawaii things, but we're also I don't have the equipment to do this exact thing, but we're going to make sure and do something like this that sets our intention and shares our gratitude that day. So I'd love to hear what you come up with. I would love to have you share, DM me on Instagram, send me an email, go to my website, drgertrudelyons.com, and, connect with me in any way that you can so that we can share in this holiday season together. And also remember how not alone we are, and we can be in it and sharing and growing and learning together. I don't know, what specifically I'll be talking about this month, but either way, I would love to have you subscribe to my newsletter, my Rewrite the Mother Code newsletter, because every month I send out unique mothering insights, event announcements, resources to help support you in your mothering journey. So again, you can go to my website. That's the easiest way to sign up. There'll be that little pop-up, and you also get my 15 mothering myths when you do that. So I want to help keep you empowered and informed, and blessings on your holiday season. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for choosing yourself and taking the time to listen to this podcast. As always, please rate, review, and subscribe to subscribe to Mother. It helps other people who need this message, aka all women, well, actually everybody, men included. I'm honored to have you on this journey in mothering yourself. Remember, change is uncomfortable, but it's beautiful, and it starts with us. And if you can't wait until next week's episode, follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn at Dr. Gertrude Lyons, or at my website, drgertrudelyons.com. I'll see you next time.